Daredevil is back. The Netflix smash success is getting an MCU reboot complete with a Disney Plus series coming in 2024. A character like Daredevil has a lot to offer. He deals in the darker realm from other superheroes. Charlie Cox, the leading man who plays Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, is excited for the future. The first incarnation of the series was brooding and dark, but will this be the theme for the next reimagining? So, is Disney ready to handle to the mature themes of Daredevil? Would the brilliant minds at Disney and Marvel bring Daredevil to the platform if they weren't confident they knew exactly what they were doing? Probably not. The leadership at Disney has plans set up for years down the line. The Marvel Cinematic Universe phases have been rolling out for over a decade and show no signs of slowing down. Fans sit on the edge of their seats waiting for news about what is coming down the pipeline. The Daredevil himself, actor Charlie Cox, is excited about what is to come next. He has his own thoughts and guesses as to how it might go down, but that isn't what interests him. He is interested in seeing what they do with Daredevil, where they take the story. He can guess until he's blue in the face, but what is the fun in that? Cox believes the character works best with a slightly more mature, brooding approach, but that is because that is exactly how they handled the character for 3 seasons at Netflix. He doesn't really know anything else. He leans towards the idea that Disney will continue to keep the darker themes and vibe of the show, but will most likely be much less gory and not as much in-your-face violence. His estimations seem fair. Disney will want to bring in younger viewers while promoting the depth of the character that made the series so intriguing to begin with. Creative people like a challenge, and bringing Daredevil to Disney Plus after his run in the dark and violent Netflix drama will be a fun and exciting challenge for everyone involved. And what can we expect from the Disney Plus Daredevil series? There has been no confirmation as of yet, but in all likelihood, the Disney Plus reboot of Daredevil, aptly titled Daredevil Born Again, will look at a totally new storyline. As the MCU and Disney Plus continue to push towards streaming dominance, they want to add their own creative avenues. From Disney's perspective, there is nothing to gain by moving forward and continuing the storylines Netflix laid out. Many people feel that Disney Plus has been totally a hit or miss on their Marvel show content so far, while there are other fans and viewers that feel Disney and Marvel can do no wrong. So really, until we know more, the verdict is out on what the Daredevil can be. The debate going on in a new direction and following the continuity of what has been laid out is a serious one. Comic stories reboot all the time, whether there is a new actor cast in the major role or if a series needs to move in a new direction. Or, like in the case of Daredevil, the entire product is moving to a new service. It's the perfect situation for Daredevil to be reborn. Will we get the same Daredevil we are used to? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The Daredevil we watched for 3 seasons on Netflix was fully defined in and of himself. Matt Murdock is a passionate lawyer, hell-bent on justice at any cost, which makes the character all that much more interesting. When the justice system fails him, he turns to the night and uses violence instead of lawyerly words. Disney and Marvel are all aware of this, and their creative team has proven that there is a great number of ways to express these narratives without a bunch of blood flying all over the screen. Daredevil Born Again has a chance to step up Disney Plus's Marvel content. Only a few of the shows have stood out for fans over the first release of material. Loki and Hawkeye were the streaming service's most effective releases so far. And surprise, surprise, they are connected to the Avengers-themed story arcs. Recreating Daredevil is a nice challenge for Marvel. They've seen what works and doesn't work from these 3 years of Netflix-operated storytelling. That's a good selection to draw from to make new decisions and refine tweaks on what they liked. Bringing back Charlie Cox means we have a familiarity for the audience to connect with. His face is Daredevil, with or without the mask. With all this to work with, it should be very exciting to learn more and more about what the new Daredevil will be like. Let's talk about Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil really is born again, but now with the cohorts at Disney. For years, fans of the superhero makers at Marvel have wanted to see what they'll do with so many of the classic names like Daredevil, X-Men, Fantastic Four, to name a few. So confirming Daredevil for Disney Plus is huge. It is genuinely something to geek out on, and Disney is backing up this claim with an 18-episode run. If that doesn't prove Disney is very serious about creating a massive draw for Daredevil and not to mention their faith in the costume hero, then what does? says. I'm waiting. 18 episodes is triple the number of any given show's episode count. That's crazy. Charlie Cox is signed up to shoot all the way through 2023, and he's well aware of what the training program will involve. Daredevil needs to stay in tip-top shape. The show is coming, it is confirmed, but Charlie Cox still came clean and said he hasn't been told anything yet. He's got no outlines, no treatments, no scripts. Nada. He's in the dark just like the rest of us are, which for him is fun. He's excited to see where the show is gonna go. Cox has his ideas, which he has shared. He imagines there's gonna be an old-school procedural element to the show. He doesn't think it'll necessarily be a case of the week type thing, but he thinks he'll go deeper into Murdoch's life as a lawyer, is like really dig in there. He thinks it could be really fascinating to get close in on his life as a day-to-day person, the lawyer side, so when he suits up, it is really an earned thing. Like Daredevil is born when justice totally fails, and not just a vigilante. So, is it confirmed that Daredevil will exist in the MCU as we know it? Fans are crazy when they saw Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man No Way Home, the Daredevil as Peter Parker's lawyer. How fun! Science then, fans have been chomping at the bit to see more of the Daredevil in future Marvel Cinematic Universe projects. In Hawkeye, we got to see the return of Kingpin, Daredevil's most ferocious enemy. Fans sat up in their seats. Then we saw the heroic return of the man without fear in She-Hulk. Fans stood and applauded, giddy with excitement. No one saw it coming. Even the actor who plays Daredevil, Charlie Cox, said that he did not expect to be asked to reprise the role. We know that Daredevil is back with a brand new series on Disney+. What else do we know about Daredevil Born Again? We do know that Charlie Cox is back as the title character, the man without fear Daredevil. Vincent D'Onofrio is also confirmed to return as a complicated and extremely violent Kingpin, even though there was speculation as his demise in Hawkeye. And that is another fun factor for fans. Kingpin has been seen in the flesh in another Disney Plus series, so they exist in the MCU. This might seem like the perfect situation to bring the rest of the Defenders, but nothing is confirmed. And honestly, let's be real, we want Daredevil doing his thing alone. We don't need the others from that not that great ensemble Netflix series. We will presumably learn more as details are revealed. The show is set to begin production in early 2023, and Daredevil is reborn, this time in the MCU, and with some new colors. Looking good, Mr. Devil. Will Daredevil have a fling with She-Hulk? She-Hulk made a splash with Marvel fans in more ways than one. Aside from being the big green lawyer in the MCU, she just so happened to bring the Daredevil into her world. In episode 8, we got a fresh new glimpse of the Daredevil to come. Matt Murdock arrives in LA, and he is even wearing some new digs. Exciting stuff, especially for fans of the comics who love that colorway on the masked vigilante. But wait a second, Murdock also gets cozy with Jessica Walters, aka She-Hulk. They smooch and maybe even more, and then he makes an appearance at an afternoon family gathering. He even meets Hulk's son. Do we really have to wait? As of now, the show is set to be released in spring of 2024. We can see it now, taking in the new flowers of the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Delightful. If all this seems too far away, you can get your Daredevil fix by tuning into the She-Hulk Episode 8 Ribbit and Rip It, where fans get giddy seeing Daredevil in his new sweet costume. He also brings a new sense of humor which was mostly lacking on the dark Netflix series. Maybe they'll continue the little romance. He did have a picnic with Jennifer Walters' family after all, and oh yeah, he met Hulk's son. The Man Without Fear is coming to Disney+, and Marvel knows we hate a long wait, so they have great shows and movies in the pipeline to keep us satisfied as we wait for Born Again. The 6th phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is gearing up to take things to an entirely new level, and they are introducing a lot of great new characters along the way, both good and bad. So even though we have more than a year to slog through before we get to stream Daredevil Born Again, Marvel will continue to provide to us, and we are in good hands with the MCU. Keep your eyes peeled for what is coming in the theater and at home. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you loved the video as much as we love making it. We'll be back soon with more great content to entertain you. But in the meantime, hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.